And now the live button has been pressed. We'll be live in a couple of seconds. There we go.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Facebook. Welcome to Wake Up. Good morning. Go tag a friend or register so you can come onto the live space. Go to Wake Up Everybody on Facebook. Register if you want to come onto the live space. But if you want to stay on Facebook, good morning. Tag your friends, tag your people. It's going to be a juicy session this morning. Just welcoming everybody. Good morning. We got a few tunes. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, Chantel. I just saw Chantel.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Facebook. I am Ms. Meika. We're going to have a great topic today on releasing the wound and choosing wisdom. Good morning, Adam. Yes, King. Good morning. We welcome you.
Peace and blessings, Meika.
Who is that? I missed the voice.
Abimbola.
Hi, Abimbola. How are you? Good morning.
Yes, thank you. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to have a great discussion this morning. Some truth tea. All for clarity, all for love. Grand Rising. Good morning, Carmen. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited to be with everyone today. Just to talk to you, to hear your voices, to hear you share. Good morning, Teresa. Welcome.
Glad to see you, miss you.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Ms. Meika. My name is Meika Joseph, for those who don't know me. And what I do for a living is I am a thought healer. I heal thought, and I do this every single day. And some people may be thinking, what is a thought healer, right? A thought healer, what I labeled myself that, right? I declared myself that probably 2 years ago. And, you know, every human being on this planet has thought. Whether it doesn't matter what you have or don't have, we all have thought. And there are thoughts that propel us in life, that have us be effective in life, that have us grow. And there are thoughts that have us hide. There are thoughts that have us repressed. There are thoughts that have us not be effective in life. And I heal those thoughts that get in the way of your progress and the love of your life, right? So that's what I do on a daily basis. I heal thought, and I love, love, love what I do. Now, I've been here on Wake Up since we sprouted. And so I just want to also welcome Nama Slay. Y'all remember Nama Slay, right? My Buddha here. And so, you know, one of the things that's consistent, I've been coaching for over now probably 13, 14 years. And one of the things that's consistent with human beings is our consistent thoughts about our wound or how we've been wounded by people, by family, by circumstances like getting laid off or a breakup, a bad breakup, right? And so there are many people who we all live in this life, right? And there are times when life is going to hit us. And I am not somebody who does not live in reality where life does not hit human beings. Life hits me as a human being. The thing about life is, and getting hit and getting knocked down, is how long do you stay there? What is your recovery time? Sometimes the wound that has affected us has been there for years, like decades. And some wounds been there for 5 years, and some wounds have been there for a lifetime. And so today, you know, we're going to talk about the wound versus wisdom. And now I was watching a guru on YouTube, and he brought this up, and he talked about the wound, choosing the wound and choosing wisdom, which inspired me. And, you know, I saw for myself, I had to look deep within myself to say for myself, like, what wound am I still holding on to, right? One of the wounds that I found myself still holding on to was being a young mother. And, you know, I had my first son at 19, got married at 19. And by the age of 23, I had 3. And so not knowing everything that there was to, like any mother, not knowing everything that there was to be a mother, and then struggling with my relationship with my husband, that was really difficult for me. And all the emotions and all the feelings of failure, how I failed my kids, that was a wound that just continued through my life. Like, you know, when they're upset, I always blamed myself, like, oh, that's because I was young. I wasn't a great mom, right? Or I didn't have all that I needed to know to be a great mom. And so I saw how every time something happened, that conversation would be like right in my face. The first thing I would think is, oh, that's because of me. I'm not a great mom, right? Immediately, it's like, how about that just happened, right? Or maybe that's my kids' experience. That's what they need to experience or go through. But I wouldn't go there. My thinking would immediately go to the wound, right, of my failures as a mom. So that's like me pulling pain, like pulling pain. I am literally pulling pain to my heart and holding it, which had me start to think about my clients and all the people that I work with, right? And I can hear how we fight for the rightness of our wrongness, right? And that's very painful. That is very painful. And so who's with me? Like who's in the wound? Like who's sitting there with a past wound, and you keep anything that happened, you just pull the wound to you. It can have nothing to do with the past, but that wound is always there to remind you that you're a failure. Who wants to share? And you know how me, who I just jump right on in. And I got John Call, and he's my executive producer today. So he is going to be calling on you if you do not raise your hand. So anybody wants to just start with jumping in, raising your hand, and let's go. John, let me know if somebody raises their hand.
I will.
Which is shocking for this group. John, you're on mute.
Thank you. We have 2 hands raised. We have first Teresa and then Jacqueline Davis.
Okay, so Teresa, come off mute.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I have a couple of rooms that I go to, but I'm coming out of them because I realize they've been holding me down. But the main rule is that I hold on is that I'm not good enough. It's one of the rooms that I hold on. So, it's like I always use that as excuses to why things are not happening, because I didn't know it.
Hold on for a second, Teresa. Say that again. You said I'm not good enough, but you said I use it as what?
I use it as a womb instead of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I don't do it as much, but I still do it. I cannot. I feel like I'll say I'm stuck, and I'm not stuck. It's just that I've told myself that I'm stuck for such a long time that now becoming unstuck and seeing the real truth that there are a lot of things that I have done, but I have not given myself credit of to what the successes. And I've had a lot of successes, but I've been, saying that, it's so bad when it's really not. It's not as bad as what I've been, so I am getting the wisdom, but it still does come up.
Got it. So Teresa, why do you think you go to the womb versus wisdom? Why do you think you pull for the womb, or you fight for the womb versus wisdom?
Well, I think one thing too is that I feel like I didn't have no self-worth at one time. And so I think that's one of the reasons why my lack of self-worth and lack of not believing in myself. But now I'm beginning to believe in myself, and I've done a lot of things. Like I used to tell myself, I can't do this and I can't do that. And so now that I'm doing these things, I'm like, oh, shoot, you could do a lot of stuff. But I was so into that wound that I did not see, a way out.
So part of the reason, like you said, your wound is I'm not enough, right?
Yes.
You have 2 hands, right?
Yes.
You have one heart
Yes.
that beats loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 feet, 2 knees. I don't know, Teresa, do you need a 3rd hand to get things done?
No.
Right? Do you need an extra heart to love more deeply?
No.
Right?
Yeah.
So you get my point.
Yes.
With
yes.
Enough.
Yes.
Right? Because you, Teresa, might need 12 fingers to get that jewelry popping, right? No, you don't. You actually have, in reality, everything that you need. You have enough. You have your 2 hands, that's enough. Right? You have your big heart, that's enough. It pumps, you're breathing, you're on wake up right now.
Yes.
So I want you to say, that's a lie. I'm not enough is a lie.
I am not enough is a big lie.
It's a lie.
It's a lie.
It has never helped you. Has it ever?
No, it has not helped me.
But notice how it hasn't helped you, but we pull for it.
Yes.
Right? Anything that goes wrong, I'm not enough. We go, it's trusty. It's like it's right there. We grab it. Right?
Yes.
And so I want you to just sit tight and continue to listen to the conversation. But I wanted you to get that conversation, and this is not just for Teresa, this is for all of us.
Yes.
right? All of us who think that we're not enough in particular areas. All that is giving voice. When you say I'm not enough, what you're doing is you're giving voice, your throat chakra, you're giving voice to your insecurity.
Yes.
You are literally giving it a conversation, and it's like you're breathing life into it.
Yeah, that's deep.
Right? By giving that insecurity a voice.
Yes.
And then not only do we give our insecurities a voice, we give our insecurities actions. We start behaving in ways that say, I'm not enough. All from one thought.
Yep.
That's not even based in reality, because look at here. You got your hands, you have your heart, you have your knees, you have your legs, right? You need 4 more eyes.
No.
Right. So you
No.
literally, in reality, that is a lie. It has never helped you. It won't ever help you. And so you gotta be willing to give up the wound of I'm not enough and see how much that negative thinking has cost you.
Yes.
You get that? So we're
Yeah.
gonna still go into why we pick up the wound versus picking up wisdom.
Yes.
But thank you, Teresa.
you.
Jacqueline.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome.
I think.
So Sister Jacqueline, what is the wound that consistently comes up for you?
I was, listening to Teresa, I was thinking I'm not enough, but I'm like, I don't really believe that. So I was like, that's not it. But I know that it has to do with my relationships, and that it's around my relationship with my husband and my children to a certain extent. I'm just not sure what that grounding, that lie is that I'm telling myself.
So what's the feeling like when you talk about your relationships with your children and your husband? Like, what's the feeling? So for me, I know around my kids, I feel inadequate. That's the insecurity that shows up. It has a name. You have to label it so that you can spot it. Because when you spot it, you got it.
Okay. I don't know how to explain it, but it's me not feeling able to give the love to them that I would like for them to feel from me. I don't know how to put
Do you feel guarded? Like you can't express yourself? You can't express your love completely?
Well, I'm definitely that way in my relationship with my husband.
Mm-hmm.
With my children, I feel like I deprived them of that coming up because I wasn't the affectionate, touchy-feely mom that was like, said, I love you all the time and held them all the time. I had a hard time holding people. And now I want to be held all the time and I'm not getting it. So, I feel like it was a result of the way I don't want to say, I don't know, for lack of a better word, it was the result of the way I trained people to treat me.
Got it. So, let me share a little bit, Jacqueline, about me. And I noticed something that I was with my son, and I can hear in what he was saying that, there's some distance between us, one of my sons, right? Mm-hmm. And, I was just like annoyed with how he was being with me, right? Like, you know what I went through for you? Like, that's what my thinking was. Like, you got some freaking nerve, right? You know what I went through? And so that's me being a victim and of how he's being with me. And then it dawned on me that since I was a young mom, I can't tell you how many times I either thought it or I said it out loud. Like, I can't wait till these kids get grown and leave my house.
Oh,
I can't wait till these kids get grown and leave my house. I can't wait till they on their own and they're independent. I can't wait till they leave me alone. I can't wait till they leave me alone. Oh my God, 3 boys at one time. And my kids are back to back to back, right?
Mhm.
And I can't tell you how much I said that into the ether. And I manifested that. All my kids left like 17, 18 years old, and they've been independent, right? But what that also created was distance. And that was something I wasn't being responsible for. All I was saying was, I don't like the way that y'all are like not calling your mom and not, you know, not asking me for advice and always shutting me out. But I actually called upon that. And now they are playing it out. Now I do have the power to transmute that and transform that, right? By transmuting and transforming that is by acknowledging that I did it. Right? Because now it's a wound. It hurts me that they're distant, right? And so, but the wisdom comes from the fact that I know I put it out there in the ether, in the universe, for them to grow up, be independent, and leave me alone. And I manifested that.
Okay.
Right? And so the way to get to wisdom is by telling on yourself and telling the truth. It is not blame. It is not blame. It is not blame. It's not an opportunity to victimize yourself all over again. It is not blame. What it is an opportunity to tell the truth, to free yourself from that wound. The truth will always free you. Right? And so when I started to see like, oh, I did that. And so if I was saying that out loud or I was saying that in my head, then guess who had to act a particular way towards them? Like, oh, if you don't, I just can't wait to, right? I had to start. That's why I said we give voice and we give actions to our insecurities and we just don't know it. Right? And so that's a little bit of insight for me. I don't know what you get from that for yourself.
I did acknowledge it with my children.
Mm-hmm.
I think I still need to do that with my husband. My son responded in a way that was expected. He was like, "Mommy, I don't blame you. I understand what you've been through, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, okay, but that's no excuse. I still didn't need to pass that on to you, you know? And my daughter was not as forgiving and still is not, and struggles in relationships with people in general, not even just intimate relationships, like any relationship. And I'm not able to reach her with that.
However, let me stop you there.
Okay.
So you just said something. I'm not able to reach her. That's not the truth.
Okay.
You may not be able to reach her with your words.
Okay.
But you are pure power. You may not be able to reach her with your words, but you are pure power, pure energy. You are source, and she came from that source. Right? And so divine intelligence, you can actually reach her with your soul, with your spirit. You can reach her. But you have to be committed to that.
Oh yeah, I absolutely am.
So that would be giving up the conversation. I can't reach her.
Oh, okay. I got you.
You see, the wisdom is I absolutely can reach her through divine energy, because I am divine. I am divine creation. I am divine. I am creation, always creating. I am creation, always creating. I create peace and love between myself and my daughter.
That's something I'm practicing. That's something I'm trying to get down into my soul. But there are those moments when I feel like I'm not able, but that's, like you said, that's the lie that I have to stop telling myself. And
There's
that-
no wisdom in the lie. Don't
Okay.
you see it?
I got it. Yes, I do. I do. Thank you.
There's no wisdom in the lie.
Got it.
You see the wound. You see the wound that is how you're wounded, and you also see the wound for your daughter, right?
Yes.
But there's no wisdom in the lie. So we have to look for wisdom in the truth. The truth is, I love my daughter. I love my children. Is that not the truth?
Yes, it is.
Right. Right now, words can't reach my daughter. Right now, words can't. That's not, you see, I put right now.
Yes.
Doesn't mean it's forever.
Right.
So language, so if our insecurities, if we give our insecurities language, right? Like, oh, I'm not enough, things like that. Oh, I can't reach my children, right? Oh, my children are mad at me, right? When we give language to those things and we victimize ourselves through the wound, right? We are not in the realm of wisdom. There's no truth there.
You know, it's funny you said that because my daughter actually said that to me.
What did she say?
Mommy, you're not the victim. You need to let that go. That's what she said to me.
Yes. Yes, because being a victim is the marriage to the womb. That's what you're married to. Being the victim,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
When like you're a victim of the womb.
Right.
And so what that womb does is it comes back and it terrorizes you over and over and over and over and over again.
Mm.
So if you're being terrorized by your own wound, you're a victim of your own wound. You get that?
Yeah, I do. I do. And I'm still trying to connect it to that childhood wound that happened, that really happened. That wasn't a lie. And I'm
No,
really-
that's why I said life hits us.
yeah.
We get wounded. There's no escaping that reality. If somebody punches me in the face, that's real.
Right.
I get to choose how long I am going to stay wounded by that punch in the face,
Got it.
right?
Yeah.
How long am I wounded by that? How long is it going to take me to recover from that wound? You get to say. You get that?
Yeah, I do. And
Awesome.
I'm sitting here thinking about my judgment because I've heard other people and I've said to them, why are you still holding on to that? And I'm still holding on to it.
That's it. That's truth. Truth tea. You just sipped your own truth tea by calling out your own judgment.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna work on that.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So thank you, Jacqueline. So now everybody is starting to get a flavor of their own wound. And so our negative thinking is costing us our mental stability. That negative thinking is costing us our health. It's costing us our clarity, how we vision. It's costing us the thing like being active or activated. It's costing our imagination. Like if you're in a wound, right? Then you're not using your imagination to, get connected to people. You're not using your imagination to create. You're not using your imagination for your like a career or work or love or intimacy, right? You're focused on the wound and you're in this bubble called being a victim. And so when you come to the terms where you can say, that part of me that's wounded enjoys being the victim. That's some truth. That is some truth. And I can't tell you when you say it out loud, how free you'll be because you'll see, I'm not committed to that. There's a part of me that wants to be a victim. And that's why Jacqueline's daughter said, you know, you're not the victim here, right? When you're in the wound is consistently victimizing you. And the reason why you keep pulling it to you is because instead of being responsible, and responsible is the ability to respond. We all have the ability to respond. You're either going to respond in life or react. Respond to life or react, whichever way, right? And so our inability to respond, we go to reaction. So I see Z has her hand up. Hello, Z, I haven't seen you in a long time.
Good morning, beloved.
How
Good
are
morning.
you?
I'm always blessed.
Awesome.
Oops.
So
Hold on. There I am.
there you go. Perfect. So Z, what why did you raise your hand? What opened up for you?
I just put in the chat, well, a few moments ago, I put in the chat. When my daughter was brand new, like literally was still I was in the hospital waiting. I dressed her in the little leg set that I had crocheted for her coming home, and was waiting to be picked up. She was laying in her bassinet. She was actually asleep in her bassinet, just peaceful. And I looked at her and I said, this one is going to be my challenge. I have no idea why I said it, but I said it. And it has been the reality from then on. So I need help changing the statement because I'm done with the challenge. It's time for some peace.
Right. And so even saying out loud that you said that you can own that and you can be responsible for, you declared on her life, you know, what she was going to be for you. Like I declared on this child's life, like what she was going to be for me, which is a challenge. Right. And so one of the things about human beings, and we discussed this in Wake Up, is that life is process. It does not happen like, right? And we don't respect the process. We want it to, as soon as we think it, boom, right? And if it's gonna take too long, we don't want no parts of it. Let's just go back to the womb, right? And so I spent time saying that my kids, I need them gone. Like, I can't wait till they grow up. I put in time and years in that statement. I put in time and years in that statement. And so now I'm committed to putting time and years in transmuting that energy that I put out. Now, if it happens overnight, thank you, universe, right? But I understand process. I understand what I did, how I contributed to it. I am the origin of that, meaning not blame, but I am the origin of that, responsible. So now I'm responding to what I put out, and what I am creating is a connection between myself and my children. Every day I speak connection, love for my children, that we connect in a loving, beautiful way, without animosity, without resentment, without the past. I just got to keep speaking it, and I speak it to their life, and I apologize to their life energetically. I apologize to my children out loud to them, but I also apologize to them energetically. I apologize for my view of them, because all my view of them in a negative, all it does is perpetuates consistently. So I become right about what I'm negatively saying about them. You get it? They get to prove me right about what I said about them. So I say, one of the things I say about my youngest is, he's an introvert. Knowing knowing that that's a label. That is a label. There's no such thing. You create that, right? He could one day say, you know what? I did this thing, I did this, and I gave up being an introvert. That's a possibility in life. But the more I create him as an introvert, that's how he shows up. As an introvert. Do you get that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you getting from what I'm sharing?
I have to keep turning it around, keep turning it around. Oh, and actually, I also want to thank you for Court of Atonement, because I got it right after you said it, and I used it, and it actually worked quite well. And then I haven't used it. I need to get back to using that to get some help with the process.
Right. And so even if you have to say it, I respect the process, Z. Respect the process. You're not respecting the process, right? It wakes you up like, oh, that's what I'm doing. Oh, I'm not respecting the process, right? I just want it to be like a microwave. I want life to be like a microwave and just come out like in 2 seconds, right?
Yeah, I hate microwaves, actually.
Me too. But even though we hate microwaves, we still want life to show up that way, right? And that's not in reality. You know, practice creates masters. Anything you practice consistently, you are a master at brushing your teeth. Why? Because you do it every day. You've practiced it for a lifetime. You are a master at tying your shoes. Can't nobody bring doubt to you don't know how to tie your shoes. Why? Because you've practiced it. Champions, Serena Williams, Michael Jordan, why are they champions? Because they practice a particular thing consistently. And we all have that capability. You got to choose to practice this thing called life. You got to choose to practice new ways of thinking. They don't just happen. You have to interrupt your thought. Interrupt it. That's an inappropriate thought. I said that from day one of me being on Wake Up. That's an inappropriate thought. Meika, that's an inappropriate thought. I look at somebody and I be like, why she wear those shoes? Meika, that's an inappropriate thought. Immediately. Right? And so thank you, Z, for being vulnerable and sharing the wound that you had created. But from this day forth, you can transform and transmute that wound. You get that?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it going to take, Z?
Practice.
Absolutely. Thank you, Z.
Thank you.
Stacy, my Estacia.
Buenos dias, everybody.
Hola, mama.
Hello. You're brightening up the day, looking all juicy, some hot pink earrings and all that color. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, one, I just wanted to say thank you for this conversation. I was like, I gotta go teach class, but I'm like, I gotta get on. I came out the living room. I called Facebook. I mean, outside on the porch. This is the living room on the Zoom. And I just want to acknowledge you for this conversation, because it takes something. And I can speak for myself. I can say we all know Meika for, but I'm going to speak for me. Like Shawnee said, speak for yourself. That I know that you are someone who is always shining the light on yourself and bringing the mirror to what is there for you, so that you can actually create that access for other people, which is one of your gifts. And I thank you for bringing this conversation and speaking so candidly about your three kings and about what that looks like for you. And then I'm thinking over here with me like, oh yeah, I'm probably sure there's loads of go-tos that I had. And one that came up for me was the one of like, oh, I have to do it by myself. I got to do this alone. That will be to grab from that. And I started thinking, well, what is that wound? Was that a wound? And where does that come from? And then I thought of my ex-husband and I was like, oh, that's where it comes from. Like, he ain't gonna do that. I gotta do it myself. He's not gonna get him ready for school. I gotta do that myself. Oh, he's not gonna be there. I gotta get it done myself. So all of that, like grabbing back, and I've been able to absolutely work on that. However, it's still, it's still hanging around. So yeah, that's what I got to see. Today, what I saw was, I get to access that from that wound.
And so you get how your insecurity continues to speak it or act it, right? And when you're acting it, what you're doing is you're giving voice and you're giving action to, I got to do it by myself. Even if it's in the subconscious, right? You might not even know that you're doing all that you're doing, right? Because there's this voice, this conversation called, I got to do it by myself, right? Because our conversation sits so deep in the subconscious that we act it out and not even know it, right? And so what you do is you make yourself right about doing it by yourself.
Right.
Right. And so you create certain circumstances and situations so that you can do it by yourself.
Oh, that's what you said. Because when you said that, that's when I put wow. When you said, when you got to do it by yourself, what did you say? Something about, you didn't say pleasure, but you said something about when you, in that wound, when you find what? What did you say?
I said, when you're in the wound, you're victimized by the wound, right?
No, but it's something you said, like you find that, not that you like it, it's something that you get from it when you are in the womb, but it's a way that you said it. I don't remember what you said.
But that is to the point, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you do get something because you don't get to be responsible. You get to be a reaction to the womb, right? And so it's not enjoyable, but it's something that's familiar to you, right? So our brains are always going to go to what's familiar versus what's unfamiliar, right? And so if you are a reaction to the wound and you're in the world of being the victim, because remember, the wound and being victimized is a marriage. It's a marriage, you're together, right? If you are constantly pulling the wound to you, you are constantly being right about being a victim of the wound.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so to interrupt that, you got to tell the truth. And the truth is, and it's an ugly truth, right? And the truth is like, with your situation, is like, you really don't want help. You want to do it on your own because you get to control it.
Jesus. Wow.
It's in your hands. You get to control it and you get to be right about all the people who don't assist, right? And how they are. And so when you own that, that's the wisdom. When you can tell the truth about it, that's the wisdom, because it's like, that's like muddy clothes, right? It's like you're putting on muddy, wet clothes and you are walking through life like you're not. You're walking through life like, nah, I'm good. How many of us say, I'm good? People go, how you doing? I'm good. I'm good. It's like a badge of honor. I'm good. I got this.
And
I don't want help. So much of life to contribute to you. There's so much out in life to contribute to you. But if you have that conversation called, I got to do it on my own, which what's really in the background is like, I don't trust y'all to do it for y'all to help me. I don't trust you to help me. I'm not interested in being disappointed by you. Yeah. So I'm gonna do it on my own.
Yeah, I so get that. So I'm so grateful that I actually, I remember when it really used to take over. Now, since I have a handle on it, and still that it comes up, what I see, what the payoff is that I get a badge. Like I have a badge of honor, like, haha. Yeah, I did that. by
I
mistake.
did this. I did. You see this?
Yeah.
I did this. I did this.
Yeah.
Right? But it still leaves you a little empty. You did
Oh,
it,
yeah.
but it has an impact and it leaves you empty. Right? And like as a Black woman, we know that we are always like, gotta be strong Black woman, right? But it also teaches others, right? That we don't need that support. We don't need. And that is a lie. I need love. I need hugs. I need acknowledgement. I need smiles. I need.
Absolutely.
That is a lie. That I don't need nothing. That is a lie. I need to be honored. Right? And so when you can be vulnerable enough to say like, oh my God, no, I do. I need, right? I need attention.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you, admin team. Thank you, everybody. And yeah,
You're welcome.
totally
Thank you,
got that.
Estacia. Okay, so what else is opening up? Raise your hand in this conversation.
Meika, I'd like to support you here. We don't have
Sure.
any raised hands at the moment, but there's someone I'd like to call on.
Sure.
And let's see, Deborah McKinney, she/her. Would you like to share with us, please? And Meika is requesting that if you share, it'd be beautiful and supportive for her if you come off camera. And perfect. Thank you.
Oh, look at that face. Hi, Deborah.
Hey, Meika. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
What was coming up for me is that I think I get something from this victim story of people aren't choosing me, I'm alone. And so with maybe with friendships and just even with relationships, I keep maybe rehearsing this idea that they don't call, they don't show up, I'm just going to be alone. And I know that I'm trying to counter that. I have been trying to work on that to reach for people, but I still think that there's something I'm getting from saying they're not choosing me, they're not showing up, they're not calling, they're not asking me to go do this or that.
Thank you, Deborah. So, just in what you're saying, right, you keep choosing that storyline, right? What it does is it allows you to, not only does it allow you to be right, but what it allows you to do is not be out there in action. So it's easier to continue to talk about the wound than be out there in action, which is part of the response, like to respond. So like, say for instance, you got a wound called I'm lonely, right? If there's a wound called I'm lonely, what is the response versus the reaction? Just give me an example. Like, not to say that you're doing it. What's a response and then what's a reaction?
I could call a friend. And
what would that be? Would that be a response?
That would be a response.
Okay.
To reach out and just say, just checking in, I want to talk. A reaction would be not calling, just kind of just sitting with it and
what's the feeling? The reaction is a feeling. What's the feeling?
The feeling is that I'm unwanted, and that maybe, yeah, I guess I feel unwanted and not, maybe the part of that not enoughness stuff going on for me too.
So which one gives you power?
Calling gives me power. Taking action.
Why don't we do it? Why don't we respond? Why is the latter, the reaction, so juicy?
And maybe there's comfort for me in that habit. If I guess I'm honest, maybe it's safer. It seems
There you
safer.
go. It's safe. It is safe. For generations and generations, we have been surviving, right? I mean, just not, and I'm not even talking about, I'm talking about just from caveman, like we've been surviving fight or flight, right? Caveman time, fight or flight, because you would die, right? So many wild animals. So life was about fight or flight, survive, right? We didn't get the freeze mechanism until human beings started conquering each other, right? And then freeze came along, like pause, because let me hide, let me not say anything, let me be quiet, let me freeze and not do anything, because that was also part of survival, right? It evolved. The fight or flight evolved to freeze. And so our brain is wired for survival. And so anything that's familiar, think about hunting, right? What ended up happening is we started to evolve and understand how to hunt, how to survive even better, right? And so how to be safe, do things that provide safety, because the terrain is dangerous. The problem with that is that we don't live with lions, tigers, and bears walking around our city and our states, right? But we still operate like life is dangerous. So if you're familiar with the terrain called the wound, right? Do you see why you would stay there? It's familiar. You know how to navigate from that wound. Taking a chance, taking a risk to call a friend to say, hey, I want to date you. Let's go out. Right? And to take the risk. So now, instead of lion, tigers, and bears, rejection has become the lion, tiger, and bear. You get that?
Yeah.
So let me stay in my wound from the last time I got bit by the lion, tiger, and bear called rejection, right? And as soon as you think about a risk, anything that feels risky, even a little bit risky, you pull the wound to you to say, remember when you depended on da-da-da and that didn't happen? Right? This is for all of us. This is not just for Deborah. This is for everybody who is on this call today. We pull the wound to us as a way of protection because we think that rejection is dangerous and is going to kill us. And people who are new, we've discussed on Wake Up, right? That danger is real. Fear is not. Fear is false evidence appearing real. But we think of fear as though it is danger, like a gun. We look at rejection like a gun, like it's going to kill us, right? So we don't take that risk. We look at no like it's going to kill us if someone says no. So we don't take that risk, even a small risk. And I love what you said, Deborah, about like being like calling a friend. So I have a friend and she's so spunky. I love her. And she said that she's going to date all her friends. And she called me up and she was like, you know, I want to go out on a date. And I was like, sure. Right. And let me tell you, the day that we scheduled it, I was beat tired. And I was like, oh my God, why did I plan this where I want to go to sleep? And she was actually tired. But we just pulled ourselves out of the bed and we went on this date, which was magical because it was a sailboat. It's a restaurant on a sailboat and a view of the entire city. And it was, once we got there, it was just magical. right? And so to give up, like my wound of tired, it took something for me to give up the wound of I'm tired, because that's a go-to. All I got to do is say I'm tired. And my whole body says no, which has me not take actions in certain risks. And I know that about myself now. I've told the truth about that with myself. Like I can know that this is something that's going to expand my life, but I also know the egoic side of me that all I need to say is I'm tired. And then that takes me off the hook. So we all want to see what that other side and tell the truth about that other side of us that takes us off the hook and takes us out of the game called life. And I'm tired is a good one, right? It's like, no, I'm tired. And as soon as I say I'm tired, this thought, it creates this physical sensation in my body. And then I believe it, like, oh, I can't, right? And then it moves from I'm tired to I can't, and then I'm done. I'm done today. I did enough. You see how the thought just continues to move? No action whatsoever. So what do you get from that, Deborah?
I mean, I've done that where I've made excuses, and things just kind of compounded, and I don't make the call, I don't reach out, and I see that I have to be willing to not fall into that habit of just making that call or setting up that time to get together, even if I'm tired or worried they're going to say no or not show up or cancel like they maybe have done before. Just reach. And so I have to keep pushing myself to do that, even though
I'm gonna call you out, Deborah. Okay. So I give you by next week, right, to create 2 dates with 2 friends.
Okay.
And even if they say no, you create 2 dates with 2 friends until you succeed.
Okay.
You take that on?
I'll take it on.
And you have my number personally. You could call the bat line.
Okay.
Okay. And so I want you to say, I made 2 dates. Just text me or call me. Meika, I did it. I made 2 dates.
Okay. You got it.
Okay. So what is today? Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
So by next Thursday.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Deborah. I missed that face. And I love those glasses.
Thank you.
So Teresa said, I want to date with Deborah. I love it. John, you said there was somebody else. Was there someone else?
There are a few things. There are a couple comments from Facebook that I want to address. But
sure.
before we do that, it is approaching the 8 o'clock hour, 7:59. And
yes. Thank you it is 7:58 right now. And so I want to say for those who have to leave at 8 right now, of course, we're going to continue to 8:30. But for those who have to leave at 8 for whatever reason, work or whatever, right? I want to say thank you for listening. I pray that you got some of the tools from today about the wound versus wisdom, right? And I am here for those who have to leave at 8. We also, there is a, what do you call that, John? When they share the money, the
love offering.
The love offerings. I couldn't get the word. So the love offerings, you can, I always give my love offerings to the admin. You can go to Soul Leadership, right? Cash App is Soul Leadership. And you can donate whatever amount of money that is going to the admins who are absolutely amazing. Thank you, Jay. And we love you and we get to see you tomorrow. Thank you for those who have to leave at 8 o'clock, but we are about to jump into another part of the conversation. And so go ahead, John Johnson. John Call.
I got it.
and give me
Let's
the
take a
Facebook.
little break, a little pause. I know you're going, the energy is flowing. I know what that feels like. So, we just slow the pace down a little bit too, just so you can breathe a little bit.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
I take that contribution. So let's get into Facebook. What are the comments?
Yeah. So yes, it's been Facebook has actually been very active. I've seen several comments come in from Facebook, but the one I want to bring in right now is relevant to the segment that we're speaking on, and this comes from Ja Love. From
Say
Facebook.
the name again.
Ja Love.
Okay.
Ja Love. And Ja says, how do you reach out for help and support without coming off needy or victimizing? Because that's my struggle. I've literally been called self-victimizing for doing so. So I honestly just resort to isolation because of that.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Ja Love, for that vulnerability. And you just did it by even being that vulnerable on Facebook to share where you have a stop, right? You actually just did it. So,
Coach Meika, I just wanted to let you know she's here in the space now. So if you want to coach her directly.
Okay, awesome. Can you come off mute?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm preparing for work.
Okay, good. I got it. So one thing is that being a victim, right? It's all also in your speaking and in your doing. If you're not interested, so I have several coaches, right? That I consistently go through who, when I tell you they put the smack down on me, they put the smack down on me, right? But I'm also very coachable. And what they're doing is really getting me to see the distinction between my ego, right? Which is my survival mechanism, and who I am as divinity, as divine, right? One, I know, and they know, when I'm fighting for my low vibrational self, that means I am fighting for being a victim. And they can call that out and say, you know what? You're being a victim right now because I'm fighting for it. Do you get that? I'm not trying to raise my awareness up because I want to either blame or I want to either discuss this old story that is not happening in reality, right? Or I want to avoid a conversation and not be responsible. That's the difference. See, when I come to a call with my coach, right? I already know if I come to this call with not being responsible, that call is going to be rough for my ego. Not rough for me as divinity, but rough for my ego. You get the difference? Because my ego is going to want to fight for its victim. You get it?
Yeah, I understand.
You understand, but do you get it? Like I'm
gonna be honest and say I don't get it. But I understand. I guess I just have some more self-work to do. I mean,
what don't you get?
I mean, okay, so you say it's your speech and how you're doing that's self-victimizing. And I'm like, and for me, objectively looking at my own behaviors and speech, I don't know what I don't know. So it's like, how do I self-identify, what's, self-victimizing when I'm really reaching out for help? But it's self-victimizing. So it's like, I have to be the one to correct myself. Like, that's what I'm, like, if I'm constantly in this fixed self-victimizing speech and I'm reaching out for help and I'm being told that I'm uncoachable and you're putting yourself in this self-victimizing space. It's like, okay, so what then I do say? And then if people are not making space for that education or learning to be had, then it's like, okay, then I have to really do the self-work. I have to do me, you know?
Well, if there's a situation, right, then you can actually share, this is the situation, like the facts of the situation. Human beings don't like facts. You know what human beings like? Drama, right? So just in a conversation, you can have a conversation like, I was driving. This is just an example. I was driving and this asshole cut me, right? And I mean, like, I just ruined my day. I was so upset and blah, 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 blah. Where does the drama come in versus the fact?
I was so upset. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. That
No,
part.
the asshole.
Oh, okay.
Right? As soon as he's the asshole or she's the asshole, who am I?
The victim.
Exactly. So human versus I was driving, right? And a man or a woman, exactly what they are, cut me. I was startled. You hear the difference in the stories?
Sure.
Right? And so human beings, this is not you, this is me, this is everybody. We love drama. We love it. It's like life is boring without it. So even when we're sharing, we share from the spaces of drama versus facts. And in that drama, guess who's always the victim?
You or me.
Right. So just in our speaking, we're giving up our power. So my grandmother loves to call people fat. I don't know what that is. She just loves to call people fat, right? And so she says to me, she goes, "Did you see Rihanna?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Girl, she getting fat, right?"
Yeah. Oh Lord.
And I said, you know, she's not the same size. She goes, "That's fat, right?" I said, well, we all change in weight. You're not the same size you were when you were 20 or 30. She goes, "You're right, you know." So you see the difference, and I'm just bringing fact versus, oh my God, my grandmother, she's just always talking about people and blah, blah, blah. You see the drama? Now I'm a victim of my grandmother's conversation, which I used to be. Versus, we all go up and down in size. I'm not the same size that I was when I was 19. That's a fact. Or a fact could be, I could be the same size. But we love to add drama to our communication so we can have some sauce in our story of who's the victim and who's the villain. That's how we speak. That's not just you. But when you are ready to do work, like work out your life with a coach or with a therapist, and you're working, then you want to catch and be responsible for how you speak versus reacting to drama. Do you get that?
Yeah.
So what from your words did you get from what I shared for your own life?
To stay factual and like really get out my feelings. That's what I got.
Right. When you're ready to work. It's not to do this with everybody because some people love drama. So when you're factual, it's like for them, it's like your conversation's boring, right? Or they want to add and inject drama into your conversation, right? And so you want to be responsible with the people that you do share with, the people that are committed to your growth, because those are the people that are going to have you expand. I don't share with everybody because people are not in the state to actually get me from one space to another space. I share with the people who are committed to that and have the ability of doing that, can hold the space, can withhold what I'm sharing with them and make sure that they are not adding anything or taking away from anything I'm communicating. That's also me being responsible for my life, because I already know. I've shared things with people and those people shared that same thing with other people, right? Or they took what I said and victimized me with what I said. And so those are not the people to share with. Like if I'm sharing that I'm going through this or I'm dealing with this, and then you take what I'm communicating and victimize me with it as a weapon, like weaponizing my communication. So it's for me to be responsible with who I communicate with. And we're here. We're here for you. There are tons of awesome facilitators in Wake Up who can hold that space. And especially if you're dealing with trauma, you know, anybody on here who's dealing with trauma, you have Shawnee, who's a specialist, who's a master with trauma. And when you are ready to give up that trauma, right, then you go to a master. You go to somebody who actually can hold the space and transform and transmute that energy. Because I can't do it all for myself. That's why I have these conversations with people. I see Shawnee is on the line. Shawnee, you want to come off mute?
Yes. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I can't show myself. I apologize. I'm preparing to leave for a trip and I'm moving around a lot. But two things came to me, Jai and Meika, as you were sharing, and community, as you were sharing. So I remember years ago, I didn't even know I was being coached by a master, but one of the women that I met who was a spiritual leader, she's since passed. Her name was Heather Vaughn, white woman, really powerful, really intuitive, but I was going to her for intuitive guidance and support. And I remember I wanted to go on a trip to Egypt. I actually ended up going, but I wanted to go on the trip, but I was lost in my story about my money situation. Mm-hmm. And I reached out to her because I heard you say, Jai, like I'm reaching out for support. So I reached out to her for support because she extended the invitation. But I recognize now retrospectively, not then, that I reached out to her to vomit, not to chew and swallow and nourish myself with the energy that will put me in action to manifest the truth, the truth. Lord, I love that too. That was seemingly a slip, but actually I'll rock with that. Thank you, universe. To chew and swallow and nourish myself so that I can manifest the truth and the trip. So the truth is I'm a master at manifesting abundance, but my old self told me that I was not, that I was financially challenged, that, I come from a family where money is not our muscle. And so that I told myself that I did not know how to create the space for me to go on the trip. And I was crying on the line and I got so pissed off because she wasn't being with my emotion. She was being powerful. She was being leader. She was being coach. She was being witnessed, but she was like, I will not join you and co-create victimization and then become inundated by the energy that you're bringing of lack and low vibration. But at the time I was pissed. I'm crying and she's just talking straight. And she's like, Shawnee, she's calling my name and I'm just going in. I'm like, she don't give a fuck about me in my mind. I'm like, she don't give a fuck about me. I'm just going in and I was just so triggered. I know now, once again, retrospectively, that I called so she could join me and wallow in, I'm weak. I don't know how to manifest abundance. I don't know what to do. And she didn't want to go there with me. So I'm going to say the second thing, and then I'll release, Meika will do her thing. There's something in my work, I do anti-racist work. And one of the things that I support people of color, BIPOC people, Black, Indigenous people of color with doing is looking at how we engage in exaggerated visibility. When we feel like we're not being seen or heard, when the world dismisses us, oppresses us, we can operate from a space of this, I must be seen by any means necessary. So that's me being a rageaholic. That's me over dramatizing my circumstances. That's me crying and carrying on, even though I'm calling for coaching and support with manifesting money, me going into my victim story and the little girl story and not letting her be with me, but vomiting on her and expecting her to take the vomit in, swallow it, and then nourish herself with it, which is impossible. So I just want to offer up your posture when you're reaching out to people. Who is actually calling them? Your victim self or yourself that is desiring transformation, desiring healing, desiring solution? Because oftentimes when I was younger, I would reach out saying that I wanted help, but I really didn't want to be checked. I didn't want to be triggered. I didn't want to be held accountable. And then I would be mad at the people because they didn't get me. And then I would get to live or survive another day in my story and be right about shit. So, Meika mentioned who I am as a person that negotiates trauma with folks. I do, and I'm very compassionate and loving, and I'm also very direct because I'm like, we can't afford as Black and brown women to be wallowing in trauma that happened when we were 10. We can do the work and unpack that, and we may never be freed up because that's a reality for some, but we can choose a different pathway, utilizing the spoils of the labor and the information that we've gotten from the experience of trauma. So I just wanted to put that out there. Exaggerated visibility, and when you are reaching out, what context, what energy, who are you being when you reach out that you keep getting the same feedback what words did you say? I'm sorry, I missed it. What words did you say that people keep telling you that you do?
Ja.
So first, are you kind of saying that I'm exaggerating my visibility?
I'm saying, I'm inviting you to look at how you might be doing that. Like the trauma.
Oh, so you're actually saying I'm exaggerating my visibility.
I'm inviting you to explore and be curious about whether you are, because I just said the same thing twice and you heard that I'm telling you that this
because
is.
I want to make sure I'm understanding what you're trying to have me receive.
Okay, so I'll say it again.
Because you're not speaking directly to me, you're kind of using your own story to express what you're trying to express. But in order for me to relate it to my own personal story, are you kind of saying that I've been exaggerating my visibility and my posture in which I'm reaching out for help is already from a self-victimizing space, which I kind of touched on earlier and said that I don't know what I don't know. So if I'm reaching out for help and I'm, I guess, looking for a space where people can, I guess, help me identify, like, okay, this is your self-victimizing speech, right? So whatever, going back to you, are you saying that my initial posture is already from a self-victimizing space? And are you relating this to a personal experience? Because I'm not necessarily, and I'm just realizing the patterns from various people. It's not just with you, it's not just with Meika. And people where I thought I was stating facts about my situation. And by the end of the conversation, the other person's telling me, this is a self-victimizing space you're in. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm where I'm thinking I'm looking for a solution for my situation. It seems like I'm spiraling down in a center where it's like a dark abyss of no resolve. And it's just me wallowing, as you say. So I'm totally open to walking into what you're having me receive, but I just need to be clear that this is what you're taking in from my being. Like you see me as exaggerated visibility and already initiating with a self-victimizing posture. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't see you as exaggerated visibility because you're not that. You are Ja Love and I love you. What I see is that is a point or a posture of survival that you have taken on and that you negotiate relationships that way in conversations. Because in this conversation, in the moments with me, I experience you going there and doing that. And you don't know what you don't know, but I'm offering up an opportunity to take a microscope, and I'll repeat this again for everyone, that I invite you to be curious about it. And part of that curiosity may be speaking to different people that you trust and love that you know will tell you the truth. But I'm going to offer up that if you go to folks from that energy of self-victimization, whether you're conscious of it or not before, you can get a chance to look now. You can go into the conversation and say, how do I choose to be in this conversation so they can actually hear me and not come away feeling like they're joining me in that energy and vibration that's low and that won't serve what I'm seeking, which is love, covering, support, and new knowledge so I can negotiate my life. So I just want to offer that up, that in this conversation, what you heard was something that I didn't say, because you come to the conversation sometimes with the filter of self-victimization, lack of awareness, but now you get a chance to make yourself aware and to do something different. So I offer that up, and I don't want to take over what Meika is doing. I want to offer it back to you, Meika, but I just wanted to share that and I shared my story so that you can know my sister, myself, because Meika said earlier, when sometimes people hear no and they hear well, I'm going to say rejection or abandonment for myself. I just said this in a conversation with someone that I coached yesterday. I was like, I have to watch myself. I have to listen intently to myself so that I don't enter into a conversation where I'm requesting something or extending an invitation, and then on the receiving end of a no, I operate like they've abandoned me, rejected me, and they don't like me. That's my shit. That has nothing to do with them. So I'm just offering you to be curious and to bring preparation to your conversations, just offering that up. And then I'm going to quiet myself. I'm not leaving a conversation. I just want to make sure that Meika gets to do and complete what she has plans. And also want you to know that I love you, Ja.
Thank you. I love you too.
So thank you, Shawnee. That was a lot, right? To absorb and for everybody to hear, but it was so juicy. And I really pray that everybody was taking on that this was not just about job, but also about yourself. You know, because sometimes we'll watch something else going on the screen with two people and we don't pull it to ourselves, right? And so one of the points that Shawnee said was, how do we come to the conversation? How do we come when we're coming for support? How do we come for, what support is it that you actually want, right? Versus what you get. Because sometimes you want to be seen or you want to be heard, right? And our ego and our identity always wants to be gotten, always wants to be heard and validated. And a true coach can see the difference and can see the distinction between who you are as source creation and who you are as that ego. No coach, no true coach is going to give life to your ego. That's not what they're there for, right? And so when I tell John, and I tell you this is me. Some of my personal friends are on this call right now. Anybody who calls me, they are calling me to get it handled. They will call somebody else to shoot the shit with. Because I am not that person. I am committed to your growth. I am committed to your expansion. I am not committed to your ego. I am not committed to your smallness. I am not committed to you hiding. So, and my friends and the people who are close to me, they know that about me. They know how strong, and I will literally go toe to toe with your ego for you to see how big, how beyond you are, how much bigger you are than that conversation that your ego or your insecurity has. And so there's a point to everybody on this call, to preparation. What is it that you actually want? Like Shawnee said in her share just now, she wanted to vomit, but she didn't know that when she was in the conversation. She just wanted to vomit whatever it was. And sometimes so do I. So you know what? I will let somebody know, I just need to share this right now. I just need to get it up and out of me before I get any coaching. It's going to sound reckless. It's going to sound crazy, but I'm still being responsible with letting the person know that I'm talking to, that I just need to shoot the shit. I just need to get this out of me. And this is not like, again, Ja, this is not just for you. This is for everybody who is on these calls, because there are a lot of people who are on this call who have gotten an immense amount of tools through Wake Up from day one to today and are not moving. Haven't even picked up one tool. And so we are here pouring into you, pouring into all the souls that are on Wake Up right now, since the beginning to this day, right? We do it out of a commitment. We do it out of a commitment for you to let go and release the wound so that you can show up and be source and be the creator that you are. So if you want to have a call, to have a conversation so that you can respond to the situations in your life versus being a reaction to the situations in your life, I'm available to give you that. And that would be my contribution to you.
Okay, thank you.
You have my information, and my email will be on the slide at the end, and then we can create from there. Okay?
Absolutely.
And come
Thank
to the
you.
call coachable. All right. Thank you,
Yes.
Ja. Thank you,
No
Shawnee.
problem.
So what opened, I have to go into the community now, because the community was, I could see in the chat, pouring love into Ja, paying attention and being so alert to that transaction between Shawnee and Ja. So what opened up for anybody in this chat through that interaction? Please raise your hand and John Carl will call you.
Yes, we have a hand raised. Jacqueline, you can go ahead, come off mute, and if you don't mind sharing your video also.
John, I'm sorry, I cannot show my video. My eyes are messed up again. And I have to talk to somebody about that. But anyway, I can identify with Ja because I remember when I first came to this community, and I use my words to protect me. Like I use my words and I try to, yeah, you're right. And I do all of that, yes, and you're right, because I don't really want you to get to the real me. And so I have a protection up around me. Even to this day, I still do that. And I catch myself doing it because I don't want to be inauthentic when I come. And it's been a struggle because I have that armor and it's been built there for 50 years. So, as a young woman, I'm looking at Ja and I'm saying to myself, wow, I can remember being there. I can remember not hearing anything anybody had to say because it interrupted my story. It interrupted my protection. And I was holding on to that protection for dear life. And how dare you even try to pierce that armor? And I'm feeling in tears because I just remember how many years I did that. And and I see the reflection in my children. So I'm praying for that young lady that she is able to open herself up to someone and to allow the healing to come in, because you don't want to be 59 years old doing it. You really don't. Okay.
But it's okay. I don't care if you start at 69. I don't care if you start at 79. Jacqueline, we witnessed you through this Wake Up series. We all witnessed your growth, through taking all the classes of some of the facilitators that were on here. That was your commitment to yourself.
Yes.
And so you giving your testament, I want to say thank you for the courage that it took for you to release that barrier and release that, that guardedness that you had to actually come on here and be a testament for somebody who is struggling with that.
Thank you. I'm still in the struggle, but I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And I do have to thank a lot of you on here for helping me get to that, because that was something that I had to hold on to in order to keep I felt I had to hold on to it to keep my sanity and to be firm in who I am, because I felt like I was being attacked in the past when I tried to express what was going on with me. And that was because me being the victim would not allow me to be anything else. And I'm complete.
Thank you. Thank you, Jacqueline. I see Adam, and I see Ariane.
Good morning, Meika.
Good morning, Adam.
Wow. This discussion is very powerful. And what I got out of this discussion is that the only person that's holding you back from your happiness is truly yourself, because of your inability to do the work and to tell the truth. And you don't even know how much people you're affecting when you're holding that guilt for so long, and how it can cripple generations that is coming up under you. And
that's powerful what you just said.
And I think consequently, I believe the Western culture and the media plays a big part in why we love drama, why we love like you said, why we like the womb before the wisdom, because like they say, drama sells. And I think most of us have bought into it subconsciously, especially when you see shows like Love and Hip Hop, when you see movies like Tyler Perry, and all of those shows that are very detrimental to your psyche, but for some reason we laugh at it and make
well,
fun
my
of
thing
it.
is that leave the drama on TV. It's
Yeah.
entertaining. Like, I'm not gonna hate on I'm not gonna hate on any drama that's on TV. It's entertainment, right? But it's really about the drama in your actual life that you add, and the addiction to the drama in your actual life that we're talking about, versus telling the truth and speaking the facts of your life. And I love what you said by, creating, it's like corrupting the generations behind you when you continuously tell this lie, or you continuously avoid the truth, right? Because then what you do is you breed that same kind of energy going on and on and on and on and on. So leave the drama to the television, be entertained by it. However, when it comes to your life, be as committed and as clear and as honest as you possibly can be.
And I want to say one more thing, Meika. And I always tell people all the time, if you're gonna go out and hold yourself back from the truth and continue to perpetuate the wounded behavior, do not be surprised if somebody else makes fun of you and mocks you for it, and humiliates you for it in the long run.
Well, we manifest who we are.
Exactly.
Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome.
Ariane?
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to say, it's so, this conversation is so interesting, how sometimes we really do manifest our wounds. When Shawnee spoke, it reminded me of like the first session of Be the Tree, in which, I can't remember, I was doing something and then they asked me to speak. And like, I got into a complete story that I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I can't speak. I don't have the right answers. I went into a complete story. I was like, Shawnee don't like me. Nobody likes me here. I need to go. And it was like probably the first hour, but thankfully that Be the Tree, we have, there's like, you could watch the session over. And because I was able to watch it over, I was able to realize nobody called you out. You wasn't paying attention. And they were trying to bring you back in, and you didn't realize that you weren't paying attention as well as you thought you were. And having those types of reflective moments, you can really gain wisdom from it instead of just living in that wound. And I am complete.
And so what I want everyone on today's session to do is I want you to take the time out to get a journal and write out your wounds so they're in reality. Read them, write them out, and then read them out loud, not to yourself. Hear the vibrations of it, right? See whether this is is even worth you spending another second on it, right? And then mark the ones that you're struggling with. We're going to have another session about this wound conversation, right? But mark the ones that you're struggling with. We're human beings. We don't all have it all together. You know, I shared in our pre-brief meeting about an insecurity I have about sexy men, right? And how my insecurity will have me not trust them. And so I'm human, I'm a coach. I'm still dealing with that. That's still something that has come up for me even, you know, over the past week. So I'm noticing it, and I'm telling the truth about where it derived from, right? And not allowing it to have me hostage, not a minute a day more. But you gotta tell the truth about it. So take your notebooks out, not in this moment, but take your books out, take your journal out, start writing those wounds out, start reading them, because some of those wounds are so deep that they don't want you to pay attention to it. They don't want you to write it out. They don't want you to call it out. They want to hide in your subconscious, in your cells, so that you can still, you know, be safe. That's your survival mechanism. But we are committed to a life that we love. We are committed to an expanded life. This does not happen without work. That's the work. That's the exercise, is to write it out, call it out, and see how much is it worth. Ask yourself, how much is holding on to this worth? Where is the wisdom? Ask yourself for each wound, where is the wisdom of this wound? How can I choose wisdom over choosing this wound? You have to ask yourself those poignant questions, right? Out loud. I can't tell you the benefit of out loud, what that does to your hearing and your cells. I will scream it from the rooftop that we have to do this out loud work. We got to get it up, it out of our heart chakra, through the throat chakra, out our mouth. And so I still see one hand. Teresa, really quickly, I want you to share what you got from this session.
What I got from this section is that loving being a victim does not help me. And I really love being a victim. I loved it. I loved it. I lived it. It became a whole person. And I'm like, shit, I'm like, get the F off of me, because that's not who I want to be. I am not.
Well, your ego, I want you to reframe that communication and say, my ego loves being a victim. I am source.
My ego loves being a victim. I am source.
Amen. Ashe, aho. And so I want one more person to share what they got from this session, and then we're going to close out.
Meika, I'd like to call on someone.
Sure.
I saw Xavier, and I know Xavier was on Facebook. He came from Facebook to Zoom. So Xavier, is there something you'd like to share with us this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. Nothing
Good
I want
morning.
to share or expand on, but there were just some comments that and conversations happening in the Facebook chat, and was asked to come here and bring it to Facebook. So now I'm just reading through the comments and going from there. But nothing to add or say now.
Xavier, what did you get from this session? That was the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was something specific. Well, the thing that I wrote down was the stigma of victimization. So that's something that I felt just kept coming up for me. Understanding that different people have different views about what it means to be victimized, and knowing that it's not always something that happens externally, meaning there are ways that we can victimize ourselves and put us in a space of being victims. And I just kind of heard that in different conversations as we kind of talk through different people, where there's just not really an in-depth understanding that just how we feel. There's people in my family that have been victims of sexual assault at very young ages and things like that. Those are real real life trauma, and just that's a very different sort of victimization than me self-deprecating and saying things negative about myself or about my situation. And like you said, allowing your ego or my ego to embrace the victimization, right? Those are two very different kinds of victimizing. One being very valid and one being kind of hard to catch, because it's hard for us to catch when we're victimizing ourselves or when we're allowing ourselves to be victimized. And just the residuals of that, what that means, how that impacts our lives, I think is where the conversation was going today. And so, I mean, I'm just glad to have been a witness to some of the conversations, even the difficult ones.
So thank you, Xavier, for bringing that up. And I said it earlier in the session that life happens. There are things that have happened to us, wounds that have happened to us so deep, right? That, like you said, you know, molestation, certain things have hit us. Like if somebody punches me in the face, that's a real thing. Even with somebody victimizing me, and I am a victim of, I reframe that. I was a victim of molestation, right? And I get to choose how long I am going to be a victim of that molestation, right? How long, what is my recovery time? So I am committed to recovering, and I had to do some work, therapy. I had to do some work to come out of that because I was arrested in that wound. So life happens. Things have happened in all of our lives that have hit us and hit us hard. And we still have the beautiful opportunity to choose, right? And that's what we're talking about, the wound versus wisdom. How long are we going to hold on to the wound versus leaning on wisdom, looking for wisdom, seeking wisdom about each and every situation that we've been through? So you're either going to choose the wound or you're going to choose the wisdom from the wound. The choice is yours. So it's not to say that life did not happen to people. You know, I'm one of those people that life has happened to. But one of the things that I'm committed to is, with everything that has happened in my life, is to choose the wisdom and be committed to wisdom for everything that has happened. You got that, Xavier?
I do. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Wow. What an explosive topic. And so I just want to say thank you to all who have, you know, tapped in, listened, shared on, oh my goodness, I can't go without Mama Amal. Raising her hand, coming in at the 9th inning. Please unmute.
And you know, the only reason why I'm on the 9th inning, because first of all, the conversation was for me. Okay, that's important to know. And Shawnee's share was very poignant, and yours too. But I have a niece who's been through a lot of stuff, and she easily just cuts people off. You said the wrong thing to her and she won't speak to you for years. And my brother, that's my brother's youngest child. And I wanted to stay in her life. Knowing the things that I know and hearing her, you know, talk about her victimization. At first I said, well, you know, you should do something about that. You know, we got Landmark, we got people who call, no, Auntie, I don't believe in that. No, somebody tried, no, I'm not gonna do it. I stopped doing that. All I would do is listen to her and say to myself, you know, I just love you. And I pray that you will eventually be able to get out of that darkness that you're in. Because I knew that if I started talking things that I know and that you blah de blah, she was going to cut me off, and I would never have a conversation or a relationship with her. So now I understand that was the space that I had to be in. So, but I understand also that I don't want people to call me with the bullshit. If you're calling me, you want to know what's going on. And I come from a spiritual standpoint. If you see it, you be it. Sometimes I told that to one sister who had gotten raped, and our relationship was never the same. So I know I have to be careful, because being an Aries, I'm quick with my mouth. But thank you. This was just so special, Meika. You always come up with stuff, and Shawnee is a master. Thank you for letting me talk.
She is. Thank you, Mama.
And so are you, baby. So are you.
Thank you, Mama. We love you. I had to cut myself. I had to interrupt myself to give you the space to share. So thank you. We love your presence, Goddess. So we're about to go into, and I want to say thank you for everybody who is listening. We're going to go into the slide. So we have a Facebook winner. I'm giving away 3 opportunities to have a 45-minute session with me, 2 from the Zoom space and 1 from the Facebook space. So the person who is winning on the Facebook space is the person who shared from Facebook vulnerably. And Cheryl, she will pick that person. And do you guys have the numbers for the 2 that are on the Zoom space? The winners?
Yes. I have the numbers and I have the winners. So Diane Mack is one of the winners and Teresa is another one.
Teresa Scott?
Yes, Teresa Scott.
Awesome. Teresa, are you a yes?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so you just want to contact me. My info is on the next page, and email me or contact me and we'll set up a time. And who was the first one you said?
Diane Mack.
Diane Mack. Are you still on?
Yes, I'm still on. I don't know if you can see me.
No,
I'm
it's
here.
okay. But are you a yes?
All right. Yes, I'm a yes. Thank you so much. I'm excited.
You're welcome. You have till August. I can't see the number.
August 5th.
August 5th to redeem this gift. And
Okay,
Sister
great.
Cheryl, who's on Facebook? Who's the Facebook winner?
The Facebook winner is Ja Outcoat.
There you go. She won. It was destined. Awesome. Next slide. So here's my contact info. I do one-on-one sessions. There are tons of people who are in this space right now who we have that relationship where they hired me to do one-on-one sessions. I do one-on-one sessions to clear out the fog that people are dealing with. You can call me, you can Facebook me, you can email me, screenshot this. If you're interested in a session, I do a consultation, a free consultation, a 30-minute free consultation. So call me if that is something that you're interested in. And coming the fall, classes will start back up. Y'all know Miss Meika classes. So look for the fall. We got fear, we got the fog, we got healing trust, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of yummy stuff coming up. So screenshot this, get in contact with me. Let's do the work. I'm here for you. Next slide. Okay, so these are love offerings and donations. You can Zelle Soul Leadership Development at Gmail or Cash App, $ Spirit of a Woman. My code is 380MJ. Can y'all imagine? We have been up here together all this time. 380 is so beautiful. I love it. And so, you know, money is energy and I love money, but you know what I love too? I love my admin, because the admin, they are the magic workers behind all of this juice that these facilitators give. And I am so thankful, the gratitude that I have for the work that they put in. I always give the love offerings. For me, is I share them with the admin. And I want, if you if you got something from this session and you want to contribute to me, you're contributing to me and you're contributing to the whole by contributing to the admin. So thank you. Next slide. So Kenyofu, I think you're going to go for that one.
I got it. Yes, thank you, Meika. So next up is Sunday, August 1st. We have Dion C. Monsanto joining us. Again, her topic is creating your grief toolkit. So join us, come back on Sunday. And even before Sunday, well, now after Sunday, because wait, that's tomorrow. Okay, this month is moving too fast for me. Tomorrow, we're going to be having DJ Sienna create a wake up dance party. So this is in the morning, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Going to get up, put your dancing shoes on or not, and dance in the Zoom space. DJ Sienna. Also, get your Woo Swag. Woo Swag is at bit.ly/Woo Swag. Take a screenshot of this. Want to register also for the party. bit.ly/wake up move. So if you are new in the space, we want to know that you're new. So the best way to do that is for you to type your name in the chat. And if you are new, we want you to come back. Don't let this just be the day that you're here and then we don't see you again. We want to see you because we have so much programming and so much information, so much unpacking that you can grow from and grow with. And you can find us on Zoom 5 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 8:30, and Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 7:30. We also are streaming live on Facebook. And to make sure that you stay connected, to make sure that you know when we're doing these events, text Blue Nation to the number 74121. You can do that right now. Take out your phone, open up the text, type in the number 74121 in your to box, and then in the subject, write Blue Nation and press enter or send, and you will be put into an automatic texting system. So I mentioned before registering, yes, you're registering for the party, but you also want to register weekly for the 5-day-a-week sessions. We'll get an email with information about the presenter and what they're presenting. So bit.ly/wake up move is your registration link. And we have a Facebook page. We also have a Facebook group. This link right here is for you to join the Facebook group. There's a private bit.ly/Woo community. The page is open to everybody, so you can go to the page at any time. Right now, we have the playbacks there on the page, but it's not going to necessarily be there for the eternity. However, the playbacks will be in the group for the eternity. If you're part of the group, you know. We are on Instagram and we are on YouTube, so check us out there. And those two sites are in development, but we do have some stuff there for you. And if you want to give us a question or a comment on anything, you can touch base with us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. That's our email. And today, being Thursday, we're offering an invitation to those of you who might want to volunteer to become a Zoom admin, or I'm sorry, to become a Wake Up Everybody admin. So Wake Up Everybody admin is more than what you see here. It's more than the Zoom. There's a whole movement behind the scenes. And Meika says we're magic workers, right? So it's not just us Zoom admin, that's the magic workers, it's the whole team, because we all work together to create this synergy that you see and love. We need you. So it's my request for you to drop that a message in the email, info.wakeupseries@gmail, that you are interested in, curious about the possibility. You don't have to know what it is you want to do, but at least say, let me find out what there is. I'm doing an onboarding this Monday at 7:30. So this is the perfect time to drop that message. Come to the onboarding. It's also orientation. Then you can say no at the end if you're not interested. Okay. Stopping share, asking you all to unmute yourself and give Meika your kudos.
Thank you, Meika, for this great work.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Meika.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Meika. Much love. Love, love,
Thank you,
love, love, love your way. I love your earrings. I love Namaste.
Yourself,
Love you
the
all.
mind,
Teaching and practice session.
body.
Thank you.
So
You all,
Mal,
thank
where
you.
are you? I love you. Thank you for that
Can't
tip
wait
and
to
that
meet
You
you
water.
did.
too.
You
Yes.
are amazing.
Yes,
Every
thank you.
time
Have a
you
nice
just
day, y'all.
wake
Let's
us
move
up.
forward.
Take
And
it
that's what we come
Blessings to
easy,
here
y'all.
to
you
do.
guys.
We
Have a
love
great day.
Thank you so
Thanks for
very, very
coming in.
much.
I
Love you,
check
love you,
you.
love you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
I
Thank
love you,
you.
Thank you.
Shawnee. Playing with your words the way you do and waking us up. I'm woke.
Yeah.
For the piping hot tea.
Now my
Yes.
slay. Now my slay. All of that.
Really woke me
Yes.
up.
We love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Amen.
All
Thank
she
you
do is play all
for
day.
letting me
Thank
be a
you.
witness to your coaching.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm
All
awoke,
she
I'm
do
awoke,
is
I'm
play all
awoke, I'm
day. You
awoke, I'm
gotta hear
awoke.
what
Yeah,
she's
Yes,
saying.
definitely woke me up.
yes.
I love
Waking
y'all.
me up.
So walk good
Thank you.
today,
I
walk
love it. I love it.
powerful
I love it.
in your
I
purpose,
want
and
to
thank you for
dance.
sharing.
We dancing tomorrow, y'all. Don't forget we dancing. We dancing. We dancing.
Hey,
Put my
Soraya.
dancing shoes on, y'all. Ready to dance.
Okay, Marie.
Mwah. Love y'all, family.
Bye,
You're welcome,
everyone.
Corlette.